Can Arsenal still do it? Everything you need to know before tonight's Sporting CP second leg. Let us be honest with each other for a moment. Right now, Arsenal are in a strange place. They are still in the Champions League. They are still top of the Premier League. On paper, things look good. But if you have been watching closely, you know something does not quite feel right. The performances have been sloppy. The results have not been convincing. And the injury list keeps growing. Tonight, Arsenal face Sporting CP in the second leg of their Champions League quarter-final. They go into this game with a one-goal lead from the first leg, thanks to a very late Kai Havertz winner in Lisbon. That lead is precious. But is it enough? And can this Arsenal squad, dealing with so many injury problems, hold on and reach the semi-final? That is what we are going to break down right here for the Bellaguna TV community. We will look at who is available, who is not, what the team might look like tonight, and what Arsenal need to do to get the job done. We will also take a look at a reminder of why Sporting CP are dangerous and why Arsenal cannot afford to be sloppy. So grab your Arsenal shirt, settle in, and let us get into it. First, let us remember how we got here. Arsenal travelled to Lisbon for the first leg last week, and honestly, it was not a comfortable watch. Sporting CP were dangerous. They pressed hard, they created chances, and for large parts of the game, it looked like Arsenal might come away with nothing. But then, in the dying moments, Kai Havertz happened. A brilliant run from Gabriel Martinelli down the left, a perfectly timed pass, and Havertz finished it. 1-0. A last gasp winner that sent the travelling Arsenal fans into a frenzy. That result was huge. Coming away from a tough ground with a clean sheet and a goal advantage is exactly what you want in a two-legged tie. But the way Arsenal played that night also showed how fragile things are right now. It was not convincing. It was a smash and grab job, and Sporting CP will know they are very much still in this tie. To make things even more stressful, Arsenal went to Bournemouth over the weekend and lost. It was another poor performance. Mikel Arteta will be frustrated. The players will be frustrated. And the fans are starting to ask some tough questions. Are Arsenal going to hold on for the Premier League title? Are they good enough to go all the way in Europe? And most importantly tonight, can they finish the job against Sporting CP? Bellaguna TV question. Did the Havertz winner in Lisbon feel like a relief or a genuine statement of intent from Arsenal? Let us know in the comments below. The injury situation. This is where it gets really stressful. This is the part that every Arsenal fan needs to pay attention to. The injury list heading into tonight is honestly alarming. Multiple key players are either definitely out or carrying doubts. Let us go through each one so you know exactly what Arteta is dealing with. Mikel Merino, definitely out. Merino has been out for a while now with a foot injury. He is not coming back for this game. He has been a real miss for Arsenal this season because of how good he was in the first half of the campaign. He brought calmness, intelligence, and quality on the ball from midfield. Without him, Arsenal have looked weaker in that area. No update on a return date yet, but tonight is definitely too soon. Ricardo Calafiori, unlikely to feature. Calafiori also missed training on Tuesday ahead of the game. He is a player who has been hugely important when fit. He gives Arsenal something different at left back. He is aggressive, comfortable on the ball, and he loves to get forward and be involved in attacks. His absence is a real problem. Martin Odegaard, unlikely to feature. When Odegaard is fit and in form, Arsenal look like a completely different team. He controls the tempo. He finds the right pass. He scores important goals. He did not train on Tuesday and looks very unlikely to play tonight. Arsenal have really missed his creativity and leadership in these past few weeks, and his absence has been a big reason why they have looked so disjointed. Bukayo Saka, major doubt. This is one of the most talked about injury situations at Arsenal right now. Saka has not played since the international break. Arteta confirmed that he has been carrying an Achilles issue for a while. That is a very sensitive injury. You do not rush an Achilles problem. If you do, you risk making it much worse and potentially losing him for months. When asked if Saka might be available tonight, Arteta said maybe one of them, referring to Saka and Timber. That is not exactly a confident yes. Arsenal will be very careful with Saka, especially when you consider how important he is to everything they do going forward. His pace, his dribbling, his ability to beat his man, his goals and assists. Arsenal are a different beast with Saka in the team. Jurrien Timber, major doubt Timber, came off injured in Arsenal's win over Everton last month and has not been seen since. He was starting to look like a really important player for Arsenal after missing almost all of last season with an ACL injury. To see him pick up another setback has been tough for everyone. Like Saka, Arteta hinted that maybe one of them could return, but nothing is confirmed. Declan Rice, the biggest worry of tonight. This is the one that really has Arsenal fans holding their breath. Declan Rice missed training on Tuesday with an unspecified issue. Arteta said he would not know until Wednesday morning whether Rice would be available to play. That means, as of writing this, his participation is genuinely uncertain. Arteta was very honest about it. He said Rice has played a lot of games, and that is part of the issue. The man is being used heavily in every competition. He runs and gives everything every single game. At some point, the body needs rest, and it sounds like Rice is feeling the effects of a very long season. What makes this even more complicated is that Arteta is also thinking about the upcoming trip to Manchester City in the Premier League. That is arguably the most important league game Arsenal will play all season. You can understand why Arteta would not want to risk Rice if he is not fully fit. But Arsenal also desperately need to get to the Champions League semi-final. It is a real balancing act. Bella Guna TV question. If Rice is not fit, do you think Arsenal have enough in midfield to hold on and grind out a result tonight? Who steps up in his place? Drop your thoughts below. The predicted lineup. Who starts tonight? With all those injuries and doubts, Arteta has some tough decisions to make. Here is how Arsenal are expected to line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. David Raya in goal. The Spanish goalkeeper has been outstanding in the Champions League this season. He has the best goals prevented stat in the entire competition with plus 2.1. He has only conceded 3 times in Europe this campaign. Raya is a big game goalkeeper, and tonight is a big game. Ben White at right back. White has had a couple of difficult games recently and has been caught out of position. Sporting will be aware of this and will likely try to exploit that side if Timber cannot return. White needs a much better performance tonight. William Saliba and Gabriel at centre-back. These two have been the spine of Arsenal's defensive record all season. Saliba will face another tough battle with Sporting striker Luis Suarez, who is strong, mobile and very direct. Gabriel is a warrior in the box and will need to be at his very best tonight. Piero Hincapié at left back. The Ecuadorian was back in the squad at the weekend after a hamstring injury picked up on international duty. He is expected to come in and cover for the absent Calafiori. Hincapié has shown quality and composure when called upon and will need to be solid defensively tonight. Martin Zubimendi and Christian Norgard in central midfield. If Rice cannot play, this looks like the most likely midfield pairing. Zubimendi was excellent when he first arrived, but has had a dip in recent weeks. He needs to find his early season form tonight. Norgard would provide the defensive cover and experience. It is a cautious combination, but perhaps a necessary one. Max Dowman on the right wing. Here is something truly remarkable. The 16-year-old became the youngest player to appear in a Champions League knockout stage game last week. Tonight, he could become the youngest to actually start one. The youngster showed no fear in Lisbon and deserves his place in this team right now, given how well he performed. Ebereki Eze in the number 10 role. Eze has been one of Arsenal's most creative players in these big European nights. He scored a brilliant goal against Bayer Leverkusen in the previous round. Arteta really needs his playmaker to be at his best over the coming weeks. Tonight is a chance for Eze to step up and be the difference maker. Gabriel Martinelli on the left wing. Martinelli was quiet at the weekend, but was superb in Lisbon. It was his determined run and precise pass that set up the Havertz winner. He has the pace to trouble any defender and will be crucial in breaking lines tonight. Victor Gyökeres up front. The big Swedish striker had a difficult night at his former club last week. The Sporting defenders know him very well and gave him absolutely no room to breathe. Tonight he gets to play at the Emirates where the crowd will be behind him. He needs to find a way to be more involved and more of a threat. Why Sporting CP are still dangerous, do not sleep on them. Some Arsenal fans might be tempted to relax given that we have a 1-goal lead. Please do not. Sporting CP are a very good side and they know exactly how to approach a second leg when they are chasing the game. Arteta himself was asked about Sporting's approach and he had a lot of respect for them. He said they are a team that always wants to dominate through pressing and through the ball. He also noted that as the game goes on, and depending on the score, they will change their approach and adapt. Arsenal need to be ready for that. Sporting press aggressively and they are organised. When they get the ball, they can be very direct and dangerous. Luis Suarez up front is a real handful. He is not the Uruguayan legend, but the young Colombian is an exciting talent with pace and power. He was fairly quiet in the first leg, but do not expect that to happen again in front of a noisy away following. Arsenal need to manage the game well. If they concede an early goal, this becomes a very different evening. The Emirates crowd could get nervous, the players could get tense, and Sporting would believe they can turn it around. Arsenal must start well, stay compact, and make sure they do not give Sporting a way back into the tie early on. Bellaguna TV question. Are you worried about Sporting CP turning this tie around, or do you back Arsenal to see it out at home? Tell us how you see the game going tonight in the comments. A quick note on Cole Palmer and why Arsenal need their own version tonight. While tonight is all about Arsenal versus Sporting, it is impossible not to think about Cole Palmer and what Chelsea have. Not because Palmer is playing tonight, but because his stats this season are a reminder of what a truly elite attacking midfielder looks like when they are running the show. Palmer has been the standout creative talent in the Premier League this season. He has racked up an impressive 17 goals and 13 assists in the league, making him one of the most direct contributors to goals in the entire division. He scores important goals. He creates chances out of nothing. He makes the difficult look simple. And at only 22 years old, he is already playing like a seasoned veteran of the big occasions. Why does this matter for Arsenal tonight? Because Arsenal need Eberechi Eze to give them something similar. Without Odegaard pulling the strings, without Saka providing the threat from the right, Arsenal need their number 10 to be the one who unlocks things. Eze has the quality to do it. He has shown that in this very competition, but he needs to show it consistently, not just in flashes. Palmer's stats also put into perspective how reliant Arsenal are on their best players. When Odegaard and Saka are both fit and firing, Arsenal have a player in almost every position who can change a game. But when those players are missing, the creativity dries up. Tonight is a perfect example of that challenge. Eze needs to be Arsenal's Cole Palmer tonight, the one who makes something happen when nothing else is working. What does Arsenal need to do to win tonight? Let us keep this simple. Here is what Arsenal need to get right tonight. Start well and do not concede early. An early Sporting goal would change everything. Arsenal must be switched on from the first whistle and make sure they are compact and hard to break down in the opening stages. Be solid in midfield. Whether Rice plays or not, the midfield must control the game. Zubimendi and whoever partners him need to win the battles in the middle of the park and stop Sporting from building momentum. Let Raya be the hero if needed. He is the best goalkeeper in this competition statistically. If Sporting create chances, trust Raya to make the saves. He has done it all season. Take your chances when they come. If Arsenal can nick a goal early or on the counter, this tie is over. Gyökeres, Martinelli, and Eze all have the quality to score at this level. One goal could settle the nerves completely. Play for the team, not for yourselves. Arteta said it himself. They will play with whatever is necessary to win the game. That means sacrifice, discipline, and every player giving everything for the badge and for each other. On nights like this, that mentality matters as much as the quality. The bigger picture. What getting to the semi-final would mean. Arsenal have never reached back-to-back Champions League semi-finals in their history. If they beat Sporting CP tonight, they will do exactly that. Think about what that means. It means this Arsenal project under Arteta is genuinely among the elite clubs in Europe. It means the investment in players, in infrastructure, in the academy, all of it is paying off. It means that despite all the injuries, despite the tough run of form, this squad has the character and the depth to compete at the very highest level. And for the fans, the Bellaguna TV community included, it is proof that Arsenal are back, not just in England, but in Europe. We have been waiting for a long time to say that with confidence. Tonight is a chance to take another massive step in that direction. Yes, the Premier League title race still matters enormously. Yes, the Man City game is coming up, and that feels huge. But tonight, for 90 minutes at least, let us focus on this. Let us get to that semi-final. Let us do it for each other. Let us make history. Bellaguna TV question. If Arsenal make it to the Champions League semi-final tonight, who do you want to face in the last four? And do you honestly believe this squad can go all the way and win it? We want to hear your boldest predictions below. Final thoughts. Believe until the final whistle. Look, nobody said this was going to be easy. Arsenal have injuries in key positions. They have been below their best in the last few weeks. The pressure is building from all directions. But you know what? This team has heart. This team has quality. And this team, when their backs are against the wall, has shown they can find a way. Havertz scored a winner in Lisbon when nobody expected it. Eze has been brilliant in big European moments. Raya has kept more goals out in this competition than any other goalkeeper. Martinelli gave everything in the first leg. Even young Dauman, a 16-year-old boy, ran onto that pitch in a Champions League knockout game and looked like he belonged there. That is Arsenal right now. Imperfect, injury hit, sometimes frustrating, but never giving up. And tonight, at the Emirates, with the fans behind them, they have every reason to believe they can get this over the line. Stay loud tonight, Gooners. This team needs the Emirates to be rocking from the first minute. Create an atmosphere that Sporting will never forget. Push the players when they look tired. Celebrate every tackle, every clearance, every save. And when that final whistle goes and Arsenal are through to the semi-finals, we celebrate together as a community. As always, thank you for being part of the Bellaguna TV family. Keep the comments coming. Keep the passion alive. And remember, no matter what happens, we are Arsenal. And we never stop believing. Come on, you Gunners.